The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on Leadership Lounge Live are for entertainment and informational purposes only. They do not reflect the official policies, beliefs, or positions of any individuals, organizations, or platforms mentioned. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage independent research and critical thinking. Enjoy the conversation and engage responsibly.
What's poppin', y'all? Happy Sunday to everyone. Thank you for being here again with us on Leadership Lounge Live. I'm your host, Lewis Marshall, also Marshall Artistry across the social media platforms. Here with my co-host, Miss Adama and Mr. Uriah. Happy Sunday to you both.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Whew, we made it.
52. We just made it.
I heard Lisa Stransfield in my head. Been around.
Oh my gosh.
It ain't easy.
Right. Let's just go ahead and sing it.
Right.
Right. That's exactly what I heard as we're getting this going. Shout out to Jen. Shout out.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to the producer, Jen. She got us right on the back end. Shout out to you, Brian, for the tip on getting us up and running. We were having some back end issues. So thank you guys for being patient. We appreciate you guys being here. We got a special treat. We're about to do some live prompting. So share this out with a friend. Take a moment, share this out with a friend. That way they can come through, tag them in the comments. We'll have the watch party going here in just a moment. Share that out. And while you can, go ahead and hit that like button so this can populate in the algorithm. This whole daylight savings time does this every year. I remember doing this last year and having the same issue. So now I got a reminder in my head because we don't observe daylight savings time. So it's still the same time here, but everywhere else is like shifted. So take a minute, share this out.
Yeah.
Hit your
so
friend.
last year we shifted. No, last year Jen and Lewis shifted. So this year we're shifting. So we gotta, play it. Although they have the great weather and everything else, they also deserve not to have to adjust to everything that we're doing here. Although we're in a cold and sickness and all of that as well, but that's neither here or there.
And they got a whole volcano, right? Going
Yeah.
on, right?
I sent that in the group chat.
You got some grace. We're just going to give you some grace over there. You don't need your time change. You got a whole lot of
600 feet
going on.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What does that feel like? That's not your island though, is it?
It is not this island. Let's clarify.
Thank
you. Can you feel it?
No, I mean, seismologically, yes, you can. There are small little earthquakes and such, but no, you can't feel it here on this island. But we'll get the aftermath of the volcanic ash in the air. So the air quality will be poor for like a day or two, maybe 3, depending on how long this keeps going.
I remember when we lived there.
It can't be worse than city smog, right?
I don't know. I mean,
no, you guys got to also watch out for the waves, everything, because it affects. Like I remember when I was there. I was there around the time they were filming Lost. And we had a lot of things going on, a lot of weather things going on in Hawaii. And then they were like, you guys need to be, we're on a tsunami watch. I was like, what? I was like, this whole island's trying to kill me. I was just really dramatic. That's why when you posted that in the group, I just put a little emoji face. Because I was like, do not pass your energy on to them.
No, but definitely want to send thoughts and prayers over to that island. I know they've been dealing with it for a couple weeks. It's the 5th most active volcano now. It's moving up the list.
5th in Hawaii or 5th like in the world, or
globally.
What do you?
Globally.
Global. I thought so because
Wow.
I looked it up when you posted it in the group in our private group. I was just like, Adam, please don't take it there. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I just didn't do it. So we just gotta allow. So you guys are okay. Your time don't.
Yeah, we're good. We're
Yeah.
good. But just sending thoughts and prayers to the other island. You know, it's a community out here. So just sending good energy their direction.
Yes.
We had a little change of pace for this episode. So we had fun the last time we did this live prompting. And so I think it's going to be a really, really fun episode. Uriah and I, we just talked while I was sitting at Safeway this morning, just briefly. Jen and I talked about, 40 minutes, an hour ago, and got some prompts together. Jen, I'll drop them into the Facebook Live if you can drop them in YouTube, please. The prompts that I sent you. So we're going to go through prompting these in real time. I'm going to send these kind of one at a time as we're doing this together as a group. So I'm going to be doing this in Midjourney. I'm going to be doing it on Discord, but those who don't use Midjourney, you can do this in whatever your image generator is. Just don't include the Midjourney parameters that I'll be sending at the end. You guys both have them in our group chat because Jen just sent them. Again, shout out to the producer. But we're going to do some live prompting and we're going to make adjustments in real time. I'm open to getting suggestions from the chat so that we can actually do this in real time as a group, make adjustments as a group, show our results as a group in real time. So I dropped the first one in the Facebook Live chat. Can you guys see that?
I'm going to go on it now.
So I'll read through it for anyone who's watching this on the replay. The prompt is as follows. It says it's a giant ear made of tiny screens, each playing from a different video clip. Sound waves emanate from the ear, forming dollar signs. This surreal artwork captures the concept of listening for opportunities and the monetization of sound. So we're going to prompt this in our image generator. What I would like to have happen from the audience who's watching this in real time, send us your favorite art style. So if there's an art style that you just really like to prompt in, you can copy and paste this prompt into your generator, prompt it in real time, drop it into our Unleashed AI creativity group, post it there, and use hashtag #52. We'll do this together so that nobody gets left out. If you're watching on the other live streams, drop your suggestions into the chat. If you're in the watch party, drop it in the chat. Uriah, what art style would you go with for something like this?
I mean, that just sounds like Dali. I would go with, Salvador Dali with some surrealism type feel. So I will go with Dali and also throw some contrasting style in there, like, futuristic or Afrofuturistic Dali.
Okay. All right, so we're going to put that in the chat, Afrofuturistic. All right.
And Salvador Dali, Afrofuturistic.
Okay.
Or Afrofuturistic Salvador Dali.
Okay. The Giants phone doesn't like me. All right. So, Miss Adama, what art style would you throw at this?
I'm looking right now. Let's see. I'm knee deep in this.
Okay. Let's switch it. Let's switch it up. How about you throw a shot type?
Say again. How about I what?
Give us a shot type. What kind of shot type are we going to use for this prompt?
You said shot.
Shot type. Picture.
Oh,
What
okay.
angle?
I would go. I would. I would be deep. Like I would have depth in. I'll probably go. I feel it look good this way, like a higher tilted. I always put okay. So I mess around with first point of view a lot, but I would have this one go like high angle, left a little bit, like left high angle, deep,
High
depth,
angle left. All right.
left high angle, deep depth. I'm reading this as I'm looking at this, so I'm like into it. This is how I prompt when I'm doing this. That's why I'm so like
Left
zoomed
angle.
in. I'm actually embarrassed.
That's what we're doing. It's the live prompting.
Right.
Yeah, live in real time.
I should have worn my pajamas. Dang it. Because this is
See,
this,
so okay, so normally, hey, so me personally, I like prompting on the couch. I'm that's my creative space. I'll just sit on the couch and just like do my thing. The other place that I do a lot of my prompting is out in the shop, and I've always got music going. So if I don't have music going, I'm not in my whole bag. So I totally understand when you're like, hey, I should be in pajamas because I assume that's your comfort zone for when you're most creative.
So yes, and you see how focused I am, how my ADHD just zoomed in on this. Okay, my ADHD was like, no, we're here. I know they're there, but we're here. So I would go. I would do a close up, intricate, like, and so that what close up so it could be intricate and just like at an angle, just at whatever angle you put it at would be fine. A medium shot. So I would put in there. I'll probably type in there medium shot.
Medium shot,
Intricate, close up. So it can be intricate on the ear detail.
So now we're multi-prompting.
Right.
Yeah, and then so and then that way the ear will remain like dominant. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so I'm typing it in the chat how I would personally type this into my prompt in Midjourney. How I would do it in Midjourney.
Okay.
So that they can see in real time.
That's gonna look good when you get that. You guys, I feel like such a big nerd right now because I'm on camera doing this, whereas when I'm by myself, I'm like, "Ooh, I'm about to tear it up."
Yo, but this is what nobody gets to see.
Yeah, so I would definitely do a close up, emphasizing the intricate of the details of the ear, and whatever angle you put it in, that would be so dope. Especially if you go from the bottom up or the top at an angle.
Yeah. All right, so real quick, Jen, what kind of lighting?
Ooh, oh, I got excited.
What kind of lighting you want? We're getting everybody involved. Hey, my mom's on. Shout out to mom.
Hey, Mama L.
Hey, Mama Lewis.
Oh, I said it first, Mama Lewis. Hey, Mama Lewis.
Jen, what you got? Here, I got some suggestions. We got studio lighting. We got long exposure. We got golden hour. We got moody. We got natural. We got backlight. What you thinking? Moody. All right. So Jen's going with moody lighting. So as you guys, our crew internally at the lounge, send it in the chat so that Jen can start popping these up on screen. And what I'll do is I'll continue dropping these in each of the group chats on each of the platforms so that you're getting the actual prompt that we're doing together in real time. So I'm also going to drop in the settings that I gave to Jen for how I would tweak this if I were making this for me. I like to add in things like in the style of hyper detailed renderings using professional color grading. I'll also shoot it on a specific type of camera. In this example, I said a Sony A7R4 and F as in Frank, E as in energy, 50 millimeter lens with an f stop of 1.2. So that's very like it's giving it very specific details.
Yeah, you went in. You went in. When I saw the prompt, I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute."
What
Well,
what aspect ratio are we gonna go with?
ooh, Adam, what? I'll let you take this one.
9. Oh, okay. I will take 9.16, please.
All
For
right.
21. Thank you. And the crowd goes, "Ah, yay!" Okay.
All right. Okay. So I think we got ourselves a prompt.
I think we do. That moody light's gonna ooh wee.
Yeah.
Woo,
All
woo.
right. I also see that we got in the building, we got Deborah Fleming in the house. I see my mom's in the building. I also see Jen from the Philippines is back. Hey, hey. Shout out to you
We
guys
we
in
got
the Philippines.
Shirley, we got Georgina, my cousin, on the
Hey,
on the line.
Hey,
hey, hey.
you know what, cousin? I'm gonna give you a big shout out because God bless you.
That part.
That part right there.
All right. So I wanna pivot a little bit. So when you guys are having to prompt something in real time, and this is to both co-hosts, and you guys can pick which goes first. Um, let's say that you have to come up with something that needs to be done in 2 or 3 days. Like there's a hard deadline to it. So you have a little time to test and play around. What is your go-to for getting started?
Mm.
If you have a concept, you have a potential client. Client Sally. She says, Adama, Uriah, I need you to make me insert prompt here or insert subject here. And I need it by Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. Can you do it? And you say yes and agree to it. You guys come up with a contract, money exchanges hands, etc. What do you do to start that process at that point?
Personally, I just start, throwing stuff against the wall. Like I just come up with the idea and throw it against ChatGPT and throw it against Midjourney and just see what comes out initially. And whatever comes from that, then I let that be my driving factor to get to the next creative step. Because I'm like, okay, if I just put the basics in, what do I get? Okay, I don't like that. Let me throw something else in. I don't like that. Okay, chat, I want this, but I don't want that. Help me out. And then I have it gives me something, then I throw that in, and then I start going from there. Because if I'm on a tight deadline, I'm definitely going to rely on ChatGPT to help me get to where I need to be quicker because you just don't have you don't have the time to be totally creative
Right.
when you're trying to do it for a business or when you're trying to meet a deadline. Because I mean, if you're when you're creative, like you just like you said, I want to be in my comfy pajamas. Like you might not have that opportunity to be in your comfy pajamas, or you might not have that chance. Me personally, I'm always on the road. I'm always prompting on the go. I'm always moving. So my comfort zone is almost in motion. Usually when I'm sitting still, that's when I'm editing. That's when I'm like going through and hitting my editing mode and getting everything else in place. So if I had a tight deadline, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw stuff against the wall and see what I get at first, and then fine tune it with ChatGPT, and then get something cooking. So then by the time I'm on day 1.5, I can start editing and finalizing.
I like that. I like that. Adam, what about you?
So I start with engaging. Like I'm trying to figure out what I'm a color person. So I always color set the tone for me with any conversation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out, okay, what's the mood? What is the overall goal? What are we trying to accomplish? Are we trying to accomplish happiness, deep thought? Where are we going? And so then from there, I will go to my chat GPT and then I say, okay, I have a client that needs this. And the overall goal is to this. And then from there, I I just start going. I start tossing things out. And the one thing I do love to start doing with Midjourney, um, if I know what the overall goal is from what the client is wanting, it could be like I need to have more followers because, and I want them to I want to come off as serious. So the first thing I'll probably put in Midjourney after I've already got my pajamas on and I've cut on my music and I got something to drink like water, some juice, my sweet tea, something. I'm in that mode. Um, so the first thing I do, I probably just type a sentence in, okay? And depending on the type of effect that they're looking for, it could be cinematic, hyper realistic, surrealism. I put those in first. I kind of go backwards. I put what the look they're looking for first, and then from there, I'll probably put a sentence like to make the business seem like it's glowing. I just put that sentence in attached with all the styles. And
Oh,
then
okay. So say that one more time.
so I will put all the styles in that they are looking for, and then I'll put a sentence in, just one sentence. Overall glow and make me look successful. Okay.
Mm,
And then you got four coming through, right? You got four shifting through. And then I'll be like, okay, oh, this looks like the color. So now screenshot that or save that, put it back to chat, and I tell chat, when you see this, what do you think? Because the goal that I'm trying to reach is this.
okay.
Yeah, I'm shifting. I'm shifting. That's how I do it. But as soon as you can figure out the person's style and the overall goal, you can literally start with mid journey off a sentence.
Yeah, for sure.
Sunny
For
day.
sure.
You could. I wish somebody would put that in their chat. I mean, in their mid journey, you could put sunny day, Afrofuturism, especially if they're gearing towards.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like when I was trying to first figure out how to do my promo. Shout out to Jen for the promos that she did for us. I love them. They're so synchronized. I just want to say that. So, for example, when I first wanted to do a promo for Leadership Live, I put um, podcast, communication, AI art, informative, three dynamic duo. And it gave me three couches, it gave me three mics. And then I was like, ooh, I don't like this. And I kept shifting through. So that's my process.
See, and I'm literally prompting as we're talking in Midjourney. I'm in Discord. So I'm kind of sputtering around, but I got some very unique results. So I'm about to send Jen a couple of these as I'm getting them saved. So with Midjourney, I like to get a lot of results. I like a lot to choose from.
Mhm.
You never know what the client's gonna really be happy with.
Right.
So I give them a lot to kind of pick and choose from. And then I can dial in, hey, what do you want to tweak and change?
Mm-hmm.
What do we want to emphasize? Hey, where do we want this character to be now that we got a little more detail? So by day 2 for me, which is Monday night going into Tuesday, I've got more information back from the client that says, hey, I like this. I don't like this. This is okay. This is okay. But hey, don't send any more of these. That gives me more alternative options to be like, okay, hey, take this word out, move this, put this in, hey, put it in this shot type. It gives me more to work with so I can get closer to what maybe I don't like per se, but what they like as the client. And so I give them tests like, here, check these out. Let me know what you think of these, to just kind of see, okay, where are they at? Let me test the waters. And they'll tell you, clients are gonna tell you, hey, I don't like this. Hey, I like this. This is I'm really looking for this. And they're good about this. I'm really looking for this. So I kind of give a little platter for them to kind of pick and choose from. Hey, I like this. I don't like this. And then I can go back into Midjourney and say, oh, okay, they like this specific prompt. Okay, what's in that specific prompt? Okay, they said they did not like this about this image. Cool. Let me negative prompt that out the next time I run this set. So I build them almost like their own little tailored, unique profile. Personalization code, if you will. Building it for them in real time as I'm working through the prompting. By day 2's end, I've got the final checklist, and I'm working on editing so that day 3, I can get it out the door to them. So everybody kind of has their own different way of doing it. And again, I work a 9 to 5, so I'm doing most of my creating at night. That's when I'm most creative. It's after I get off work and I've been chomping at the bit with all these ideas all day, and I'm ready to go. So you'll see me post in on all of the platforms, hashtag night crew biz. That's because that's the time of day that I'm really, really creative, and I'm putting together my videos. I'm working through concepts. Oh, cool. I forgot about this. Let me post this for tomorrow. So I totally get where Adam was like, hey, I got to be in my PJs. I need some music. I need something to drink. I get it. Okay, Jen,
Yes.
Did you get them? You got a thumbs up. Okay, so throw those up on screen. Did the other co-host, did you guys get to prompt it?
Yeah.
Okay,
You know
send
what?
it in the group chat.
I didn't send it. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, send it in the group chat, Jen.
I got a bunch of windows open.
I got 3.
Me too.
I got 3, and let me jump back over to the comments. See what's popping in the comments. Hey, and you guys definitely tap in. This is for you guys too in the chat. We want you guys to send in suggestions. We want this to be an interactive kind of display here. I know that this may not be the type of artwork, but hey, let's build something together. Okay, so on screen, I see our first example. So it kept pretty close to some of the prompt, and then other things it did not. So I definitely see an ear. I do not see tiny screens. I do not see sound waves emanating, but I do see the dollar signs, and I guess you could interpret that as them emanating from the ear. It definitely is surreal. I can definitely grasp the, hey, you're listening for the sound of opportunities and monetizing sound. So I can get that from this interpretation of art. What do you guys think?
First off, it's dope. Super dope.
Thank you. So do you feel like it adhered to our prompt?
I feel like it put a different spin on it.
Right.
I'm so perplexed with it because it's given the prompt, but it's also given the difference in in things. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah.
I'm so enamored. I'm so enamored at it by right now. I'm just like, yo, that is so dope. I'm still processing that.
Okay. That's fair. Uriah?
I like it as an image. However, for the prompt, I'm looking at it from I will be more focused on the ear,
Yeah.
and it doesn't give enough ear for me.
So like it read bits and pieces of it,
Yeah.
and other parts of the prompt it chose to just run with. Is that fair
Right.
to say?
Yeah. And granted, we put a lot of stuff in that prompt. So we
You
put some
did
contradicting
That's
elements
what I
in
was gonna
that.
say. Yeah, I'm
a
sorry.
lot.
I'm gonna.
That's
I was
why
gonna
we're
say.
doing this.
Yeah, we put some contradicting elements in the prompt. So from the speaking from Midjourney's perspective as an AI agent, I could see why it did some of the things it did. But when I'm thinking about it, my focal point is because as a photographer, you always have to focus on the subject. So from my perspective, the subject was the ear. So the
Ah,
ear should be more of a focal point for the prompt, for the
mhm.
output.
Okay. So I would tend to agree. And so in real time, if we were going to adjust that original prompt, I would probably shoot this closer than what this currently is. This would be like a medium shot. And it did not listen to the close up part of what Atma said.
Right.
We sure did,
I
and
will
that's exactly what I was gonna
remove
say.
medium shot and the 50 millimeter because 50
Uh-huh.
millimeter is out. So you
Uh-huh.
want a lower millimeter um, to do that. So then I will go and look at different shots and camera angles to get that actual what I'm looking for because we already put like the camera and we also put close up. So what
Uh-huh.
are those camera settings? Because a 50 millimeter isn't a camera setting for isn't a lens for close ups.
Mm-hmm.
That's for
So
the
we
full body shot.
we purposefully told it a lot of conflicting things to just see,
Right.
hey, where are
To
we
see
at?
what it
Thank
So
you.
in
Yes.
real, in real
right.
time, what we're doing is going through the quality control process where it's like, hey, what did we get from that first go around? I'll say for me, a lot of times if I'm running a prompt in Midjourney that is a brand new prompt, the second time that I run that same prompt, I will get better results. They will be closer to what the prompt says. And I want to give a little context to one other factor that we added in this prompt that would have allowed Midjourney the freedom to explore it a little more. So if you look at the bottom of the second part of this prompt that I sent, in the chat, what it says is dash dash C, which is chaos. I got that all the way turned up. But I also have dash dash S, which is stylized, and I have that all the way turned up. So that gives Midjourney the freedom. I'm telling it, hey, don't stick to the prompt. Use the prompt as like a guide and use your creative freedom to kind of fill in those blanks. So we did a few things as prompt engineers. We gave it conflicting instructions. We gave it a lot of conflicting instructions. And then we gave it a tool that may not have been appropriate for the job. And we gave Midjourney its creative freedom to take the prompt and do what it kind of wants with it. So the other thing that I might personally do is put in dash dash style raw. So it actually sticks to the prompt and I would take out stylize. So it means that, hey, don't be creative with this prompt. Stick to what I'm telling you. Does that kind of make sense, you guys? Let me know in the chat if it does by show of likes, loves, hearts. Let us
Yeah,
know in the comments.
because I like for client work, I would definitely go with that because the client has their vision. So
Yes.
although we might like what Midjourney spits out, we have to stick to what the client wants because I get that all the time where it's like I want to do something super fun, super creative, and then the client's like, "No, you're right. I want this. Keep it simple." So that's where Midjourney Raw comes in because you want it to actually adhere to what you're telling it. We don't want it to go left. We don't want it to be super creative. Although we like it, we're all creatives here. We like, stretching the boundaries. When the client, like when it comes to client work, we got to do what the client wants. So it's especially we're on a tight deadline. We want to make sure we're keeping to that deadline and not getting distracted by, all the bells and whistles that we could have provided them. That's why I'm
Mhm.
like, I keep it really tight. I don't give them a lot of options because if we're on a tight deadline, then that's that tight deadline. So I'm giving them exactly what they want, and I'm telling them what they want as well. Because as you're the professional, you kind of have a lot of almost like a dictatorship in that relationship where it's like, this is what we have, this is what we can do, this is what you want. So if you give them too many options, they have too many options to go and run crazy and say, oh, I want something else, I want something else. You have to like manage the client accordingly to stick to the deadline that you had with them and also their own deadline. Because also, once you start getting too creative and they like that too, you're going to go in that 2 day deadline turns into a 6 day deadline that you did not agree to. And now you're doing free work
That's,
because you're entertaining that idea and you're going along with it instead of maintaining your boundaries and saying like, this is what we need to get done. This is what you said you wanted to get done. Let's get that done. And don't be afraid to renegotiate the contract. Cause like, don't, once you start doing more work, that means that's more work. That means it's outside of your realm of what was previously identified, and you might need to go up on your prices. And you don't need to be afraid to go up on your prices and renegotiate the agreement because they get less creative once you say it's more money.
that's a
Mhm.
fact. Yo, that was your sound effect right there, bro. That was it. That was bah, 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 bah. Yeah, I totally agree. Adam, what do you think?
You know what? I was over here prompting guys the whole time. But
Hey,
and I knew I was going to be in it because I was looking at what I came up with, and I'm sorry, I was trying to stay on focus, but I was looking at what I was like, yo, these are canceling out each other. As we were doing it, though, as we were saying it out loud, I was like, no, that's going to cancel out that. That's when I came back in and said, okay, deep, intricate, medium shot, da 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 da. I started
yeah,
thinking now I can get the concept of what you were doing. And now, since you're saying as a client, it's now all clicking in for me because what I created versus what you put in that prompt is completely different. It's driving me bananas.
uh-huh.
So
Yeah,
I'm
so,
over here dissecting it. I'm a
okay, so let's work through that in real time. Let's
Yeah,
say,
I'm dissecting
hey,
it.
as the client, I'll play client. I
Mhm.
gave the concept about the ear, and you've run your first set, and hey, I'm not really feeling these results. How are you adjusting and pivoting so that you can still meet the deadline?
I
This
feel
is
like we need a
perfect.
brighter
This is perfect.
color. I feel that we need something brighter. Because the stuff that I'm coming back with, if you saw the one that I created, which FYI, the one you created, Uri, was pretty dope. Um,
I mean, look good.
if you look at the one that I did, it's kind of it's pretty dope. Like that ear's like, what I hear you.
Okay, so okay, Jen, throw theirs up, and it doesn't matter which. I'll let you pick and choose, and they can tell me whose is whose because
Yeah, mine's the one that's like,
I can only see fire in the chat. That's just me in the group chat. I just see fire in the group chat. Okay, this one looks closer to what the
yes, it looks closer
originally
to
said. So whose is this one?
that's
This is
that's
mine.
that's Uri.
Okay, So Uriah, let's break this down via the prompt again. So a giant ear made of tiny screens. Yes, no?
Yeah.
That's interpretation because it's like it's a
Almost.
lot of
Yeah.
detail in there,
Mhm.
so it's hard to see. It could be screens, it could be anything. It's a lot of detail in there,
Yeah.
but
But
it is a
it's along
giant
those
ear.
lines. You
Yeah,
got the big ear. Okay. So sound waves emanate from the ear forming dollar signs. So
there are
that's where
no dollar signs.
it ignored that completely.
Mhm.
This is a surreal artwork that captures the concept of listening for opportunities and monetization of sound. I would say, yeah,
Wait,
it's definitely.
hey, Jen jumped the gun. Jen jumped the gun.
Oh, oh,
I was gonna say that's
it
not
already
fair.
preloaded. It already preloaded.
I was just getting ready to say that's not fair. That's not fair.
So, hey, Uriah has different tools. So I see that there is a video in real time. I see that while we've been talking. Jen says she's so sorry.
I
It's
stuck
all good.
to it. I
That's
stuck
that's
to
why
it.
we're live. We're live.
You know
But
what?
this is how I operate. This is how I operate. I'm
So
already thinking about the next step.
okay, so explain that, Uriah. That's perfect.
So as I'm doing images, as AI images came out, I was already a photographer getting into videography. So when AI video came out, I was already in that space to start doing it. So every time I prompt an image now, I'm also thinking about how can I make it move? How can I make it move in line with the exact image that I want? And now that AI video is getting better, it's a lot easier because before, like an image, you put it in image to video, it'll change the entire video. It'll change what your initial vision is. So now, as I'm prompting my image, I'm also in my head prompting my video because I want it all to stay in sync and I don't want it to change up. So in my chat GPT, I have it prompted to create, I throw ideas into it and it gives me a mid-journey prompt. And I take that same feel and vibe and put it into my Sora chat. And then I'm got the video going into it and it's using the same elements from my image so it doesn't distort or it doesn't deviate a lot from it. So when she just put the video up, that's exactly what it was. So when you see the ear, you start seeing the dollar signs in the ear. There's a lot of information coming out of the ear for our initial vision.
Mm-hmm.
So as you see here, like you're seeing the face, you're seeing the changes within it. You're seeing a lot of that, and there go the dollar signs, the graphics. So that was my vision starting from the beginning. So when I'm starting from the very first image, I'm already in my mind prompting for the video.
Okay, so that also, and I'm saying this because I know you, but for the average individual, that means that you need to speak to your chat like a director. You're directing it. Hey, I need you to get this part right for the next video step. You
Right.
have to be very clear and concise with, hey, this is what I have to work with, and this is my vision. Help me bridge that gap. Is that fair to say?
Yep. Yep. You like we all said it. You talk to it exactly what you want, right? So whatever you say you want, tell it that's what you want. Like my client wants this, and you have to speak to it from that perspective all the way through, and you have to fine tune your own ideas. Like I'm ADHD too. That's why I keep all my chats programmed to think how I think and keep me focused. Like if I put this in there, you need to keep that on there because I'm gonna forget about it. And don't you let me forget about it because I think I forgot about the dollar signs, but when I put it in Sora, it didn't forget about the dollar signs and it came out there in the air. So then I still look I still look good even though I forgot about it.
Uh, uh,
Shout out
uh,
to Shirley. Thank you, Shirley. Shay said that's why I
Hey.
call Uriah Grandmaster AI.
Yo, and shout out to my airbrush mentor who's in the building, Gerardo Quijada. He's an amazing artist and also now a tattoo artist. So definitely check him
Nice.
out. He's in the chat. He's one who, as I was a new airbrush artist, he was always willing to help me along. And so he's now getting to see me do the same thing for other artists. So thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate you. Okay, so Jen, you got one more image up there. Can we run with that?
I should have just went offline because I'm just in.
So, and that happens like during this process. I'm looking, yo, you guys are dropping fire in the chat. I can't prompt. I can't prompt at the same time. It's too much. Deborah, I see you in the chat. She said yes, and if you don't, that will be what they expect every time. Talking about the renegotiation of terms based on more work. Ooh, okay, so let me go back to the original prompt. I really like this one. Color perspective wise, this immediately grabbed my attention. And I just, I can tell somebody's using volumetric lighting. I mean, I'm just, I do see something in there that I personally, as a creative, I really like. Okay, so I definitely see a giant ear. It definitely looks to be made of tiny screens. They do definitely look like they're playing different video clips. While there's not sound waves, they are definitely forming dollar signs. It's definitely surreal. And this is for sure a concept for listening for opportunities, I would say. What do you guys think?
What I like about it is the negative effect. Because like I said, I wanted to focus on the ear. This is like, it's the focus on the ear, but the ear isn't there really. But you know the ear is supposed to be there. So it tricks your brain into thinking like there's an ear. So you're thinking about the ear because it's not there. That's what I really like about it. And it has the screens like a part of the face with the dollar signs in it.
Thank you, Jen, for putting this one up. Thank you. You know what? In this moment, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a clip in a minute. I wish I had that damn. So I love this one. This is the one that I did, and I wish if I would have had that pro, I would have quickly, because I'm in awe of the one that Uriah just did with the movement. This would have been so hot with the movement. So all I was able to do was to do this one right here. I'm mad because I'm pointing at my screen because this is how I really prompt y'all in real time. Except I got the bonnet on, okay? But and we know the bonnet does not come out the house or
we're not gonna do the bonnet tonight. Today.
But
that's a really good idea.
What?
Hey, on the 30th on my episode, everybody dressed down.
Oh my gosh. I would never get off.
Legit. We're gonna have a pajama party.
I would never get off. That's what I would love to do. But I would
I'm already in a t-shirt. There's no further down from that.
Y'all, I'm giving Uriah props on his previous one. I wish I could have moved my image, that last one we just had up. I wish I could have moved it. But I tried to put it in Sora on the playing field that I'm on, and it said, stop it. You know better. I see a nose and a mouth, and it looks like a human. So but if I could have did that, I would have definitely put that in Sora, and then I would have mixed it in with some waves for sure. I would have added the sound waves, but then the thing about that, it depends on what the client wants. If the client wants a standstill image, I'm definitely going to give them a standstill image and then make sure I get those sound waves.
Okay, real quick. Am I still the client in this hypothetical?
You're still the client.
Hey, I want motion. I see what hey, I see what you did. I love this. How it's going to be extra. That's okay. I'll approve extra up to X amount. Can you make it move? Hey, and let's just make it move. So you said Sora declined it.
Right.
If in real time, how would you troubleshoot that, and where are you going next to make it move?
I'm pulling up my Adobe first. Because
Okay.
the person's paying me. Depending on the X amount. Okay. If I know that they're super paying me, they're getting a 3D pop-up book. Okay.
Okay. So let's say just hypothetically, and we're just gonna throw a round figure out there. I'm approving plus 300 to 500. Because this is actually going to be used for a marketing thing, let's hypothetically say. So I'll approve an extra 300 to 500 just to see, hey, what can we make this do? Because I like the concept. It fits my vision as the client. Where do you go from, hey, Sora declined it?
Well, see, you give me 3,500, I'm going pro, just off cuff, okay?
Okay.
Because I know that yeah, because what you did was because let me tell you something I've learned in the whole being, because I ran big box companies. I've been a district manager to a bunch of stores. Okay, so one positive comment from making my customer happy is 10 more customers. So forget pocketing that $300, $500 you're giving me. I'm taking that I'm putting it to the pro, because I guarantee you're gonna come back to me, and then your friend's gonna come back to you. So me investing in the pro, and then plus I see how pro moves by looking at Uriah's. I probably wouldn't even plug in Adobe, but if I want to go even further, I'm going to probably go deeper, pay more money in Adobe as well, and then use a plugin. And then because I'm so curious at how it's going to look if I did Sora, Adobe, and clean camera effect, I'm doing all three. Because I'm greedy, and I know that one customer is going to multiply by 10. I can guarantee it.
Well, now you got 30 days worth of Sora Pro, to where you can actually sit and refine your skills.
What you say?
When that next client comes and says, hey, I need the same thing you did last time. Can you do that again? You're already ready to go.
What did you say? Exactly what you said. But then I'm also, because we already did that, now I'm going to start branding and promoting myself even more, because I know what I can get from pro. Do you see what I'm saying? Because all I need for that client to pay me is in between 300 to 500. Everybody needs to think, no matter what else is going on, I'm going to invest. And if you look at Uriah's work in his videos, the thing that they're beautiful. Now, what Kling has done, Kling is now to use different multiple camera settings, and so it's giving you movie setting parameters. And then if you plug that in with the Adobe, it's going to come through and it's going to clean it all up, and you have a masterpiece.
Hey, let me tell you, I sent Uriah something not in our group chat. I was like, hey, bro, I think I just figured something out. Like I think we're out of here. Like, bye. I played with that elements thing in Kling. Yo,
it's amazing.
Phenomenal. Insane.
Phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Kling did amazing with that. That's
I've been waiting for Lewis, because I love Lewis, because Lewis nerds out on the prompting. Lewis, of all of us, Lewis is the prompt engineer of all of us. So when I saw elements in Kling, and I was like, I started instantly doing it, and I'm like, oh, they need more work. They need more prompt. I'm like, I don't have the energy. I can't do it. And I'm like, Lewis, have you checked it out? He's like, oh, I've seen it, but I don't got time. I'm like, damn it. I'm waiting for him to do it, because the thing, like what Adama said, is what the one thing that I would do different is that I leverage other people. If I did something and I didn't have it, I go to the person that can do it the quickest. So if I need an image that I don't know how to do, I'm gonna instantly send it to Lewis. If I need to do something like in After Effects, I'm gonna send it to Adama because she knows how to use it. I'm not gonna waste my time and try to learn it on on the spot if I have a client already in play, because we're on a deadline. It's always you always um you're always a victim to the deadline, right? So you're always trying to make that deadline. And I'm a stickler for being on time. So my anxiety goes up if I even think I'm going to be close to being late. So I'm like, okay, who can do it? Who can do it quick? And I'm going to pay whatever it costs just to get that done, whether it's to pay for the application. So if I need to pay for the app, I'm going to pay for the app. If I got to pay another contractor to help me do it, I'm going to pay for it just to make sure I make that client happy, because I'm in a field personally that I wasn't trained in. Like, I'm a trained in accounting. I'm an auditor. So when I'm in this creative space, I got to make sure I got to do it perfect, because people already feel like they might be taking a chance on me, right? So you have to make sure you step it up. You always have to be good at what you're doing. So if it costs more, and even if you come out under, like even if you pay more for that job, hopefully that job will give you more jobs later on. Like if you do really good on that job, they'll promote you on that next one. What did you guys just say? The promotion, that job is going to promote you to the next one. So if I get a job this week and I do good, and next week I get another one, that next job is going to pay for all the subscription I just bought, and then the next one is going to pay for the next month, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's the cycle. So you have to think about your cost of actually creating a good product, right? You're not going to be able to create a quality product with free apps. It's just not possible. You're not going to be able to stand out with free apps. And I just learned that I paid for the CapCut app, the pro version. And let me tell you, I do not like it. It's the free app, and they just say, although they say you're getting HD and 4K quality, it's not there. They don't do it. But I do like the templates. They do make good templates, but if you guys are at that level where you're trying to put out quality product for clients, you have to use quality assets. You have to use quality tools, and you have to know where you're at. I didn't mean to go on a rant. I think I
No, but this is
uh
it's important.
yeah.
I'm
It's
going
just,
to say, go ahead. I'm sorry.
okay. No, go
I'm
ahead.
going to say that okay, back to the clean part real quick. Remember when we did the last, I think we didn't have a guest. I was trying to tell you guys, clean has the elemental. I've been playing with it. And I love the camera effect on it. The camera effect is so dope. Like I put it up against, I have 3 monitors up. So I put my Adobe, whenever I plug my Adobe up, it goes to my left side. And I compared it to the clean. There is no freaking, whoever is doing their camera effect for clean, I swear they probably came from Adobe and upgraded it. I swear. Okay, but then back to the other part where we're saying now. I recently subscribed back to CapCut just to see, because my templates have been through Video Leap, right? I am very disappointed in, and this is my own personal opinion, it's not the opinion of anybody else. I'm disappointed in CapCut. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and they took away when they went offline, they took away a lot of their stuff, and they glossed over with the Mirage. You know how you can see
Hmm.
like you're driving through and you can see the city in the far distance. That's what they did. So the 4K, it's not there. The
Yes, that's exactly. Not to cut you off. That's exactly what I'm talking
right,
about. I
it's not
saw
there.
all the options you could pick, and I picked those options in my output, and it wasn't there. I was so pissed off.
Yeah, it's not there. I mean, but and then on top of that, let's just say this part now. Now, with what you're paying for, they're not giving it to you the way they used to, like even their templates. Okay, so I'm gonna agree with my co-host as well. I feel that if you are branding yourself and then you are having clients, CapCut is not it. I will say go to places like Video Leap. I mean, the templates, everything, because they did change something. They changed a lot. They didn't just change something. And I was very disappointed. I actually pressed cancel. I pressed cancel my subscription as soon as, because I don't want it to be renewed.
Yeah, so
Again, my own personal opinion.
I was mad
hey,
because I just renewed it. And if you guys saw my Leprechaun flick, I got a
mhm.
lot of compliments on it, but I was so
But
disappointed in the output quality because I put
yes.
usually I told you guys I used a template in CapCut and then I will take it into Video Leap to finalize it because Video Leap has the fine tuning and the
Hmm.
output of it is way more crisp. But when I bought the Pro, I was talking to Lewis. I was like, "Hey, we're gonna do the Pro, and we already agree CapCut is gonna be secondary. We all gonna have one. We all gonna have two apps, right? We're gonna
Yep.
have CapCut because everybody uses CapCut and it has the best templates. But then we're gonna have another one that we gotta fall back on, which is gonna be the more pro version. We're still determining that. However, they came out with this new. They said we're gonna be the pro app, right? And then I looked at it. They were like, oh, they have the different frame rates, they have the different bit rates, and they have like the different resolution. I'm like, oh, they got it. They upgraded. And when I hit the output and I saw what it gave, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like you're not. You gotta be lying to me. You're lying. You're not lying to your clients because the majority of the clients probably not professional, actual professional
That's that.
creators in that aspect. They
Yo,
dealing with a lot of
that.
kids.
I'm sorry. Go
They're
ahead.
dealing with a lot of kids. They're dealing with a lot of amateurs. Whereas, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is garbage. But I already put so much time into it. I'm like, okay, that's it. I still posted it because I'm like, I'm not gonna redo it. I posted it. I got a lot of good feedback on it, but in my mind, I'm like, that wasn't it. That was not it. That wasn't what you were supposed to put out. When you're saying you're going to be at that next level, you might as well stay. You could have just stayed standard HD and boom. But now you're actually trying to say that you're doing different frame rates. You're trying to say that you have in 4K output, and that's not it. That's just not it.
Hey, so then you pair that with when we're uploading onto these platforms, it's losing resolution a second time.
Yes. It's like you're washing
Right.
money or something. Like you're
That's
washing it out. You're washing it out. This is why I decided. So I went and bought myself a blackboard. At the end of the day, I'm old school, and I wrote down everything because I'm trying to tell myself because I'm going in the pro direction, right? And then I when I checked CapCut because I have a side where I put all my apps on, and then I looked at CapCut. I have Video Leap. I have another one, and then I subscribed to CapCut. It's coming off. It's coming off.
hey,
CapCut.
mine's next month. Mine's
It's
next month.
coming off. And then I went ahead and did Video Leap for sure, even though Video
Now,
Leap is
don't
like,
get me wrong. The templates are still there.
yeah,
I
but
do
Yo,
like
I
the
got a
templates.
solution. I might have a solution for that though. I found an app this morning. It's on the phone that I'm filming on. I'll let you guys know. I'll send it to the group chat tonight as soon as we get off of here. But I just found another maybe option tentatively for those templates.
Okay.
okay.
Like
Because I
literally this
love
morning.
Video Leap. I love Video Leap, but their templates aren't that great.
Oh, I
But
love it.
when I'm actually doing when I'm actually editing, I'm editing in Video Leap, and I'm not really worried about the templates because if I'm in Video Leap, that means I'm putting in the work anyway. So even if it
You're
gives me a little
manually.
bit, yeah, I'm manually editing. I'm doing my own. That's why I kind of make my own. That's why I make my own templates.
Mm-hmm.
And a humble
Mm-hmm.
brag, I was the one that told Video Leap that they needed templates. I'm like, hey, y'all need to figure it out. Y'all need to do what like CapCut is doing and get the templates in there.
Yeah. Well, and I'm so April 5th. You guys, everyone, mark your calendars. That's the deadline. So by April 5th, we're going to know whether they're going to stay or they're going to go. I have an opinion, but I'm waiting to see. But I already am like, I've started putting together the plan B 2 months ago when they got banned for a day and then came back. And let me find something else. I'm going to find a couple of things that are still going to work for me in terms of being able to edit. I cannot go a day without editing whenever they take CapCut away. That's not an option anymore. And I'm of the all right, I've been using CapCut for 3 years now, solid. I know all the little tricks and things. I'm no longer a rookie creator. I'm ready to go to the next level, like, DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut Pro. I'm ready to like pick an editing software and really start to dial in on that so that I can do everything.
Right.
I don't know what that looks like quite yet. And I'm kind of working with my people in the editing room to kind of tell me, hey, what do you think based on the direction that I as a creator want to go with the different formats that I'm creating? And knowing that the longer that I'm doing AI video and using it as B-roll, I'm naturally going to want to do a short film. It's inevitable. And perfect segue. I heard about an AI film competition during Miss Kim Offord's class this week, and I
Woo!
really, really want to stop and shout out Kim Offord. That class was chef's kiss. I learned a lot of stuff. There's a lot to consider with this. So it was really cool to have a resource to break it all the way down and not skip any steps. I saw you, Ryan, in a chair, a couple of chairs over in the class. We kept looking over at each other during class. Shout out to
Yeah,
her.
I mean,
Very well done.
yeah, shout out to Kim. And what she
I
was
really
talking
wanted to
about,
go
she's
to
in the
that.
industry and she's in the marketing field and she's already had like professional work done in that field. That's why I'm really pushing that we have to step it up and making sure we're using the right tools.
Mhm.
Because if we're going to do it, and I think all of us love the photorealistic and we like that crisp professional look, even though we're not professional like Hollywood people, we still like that look, even in our creative space. I got to double down and say, like, we need to make sure we're using those tools to make sure we're capturing that. Because if we're using Mid Journey and we're getting that crisp, realistic look, and then we put it into another app and it deteriorates all of it, then it's like we're not going in the right direction. We have to make sure we're going in the app direction that is promoting what we want, our style. And CapCut, I don't think is doing it. It's not doing it for the way what we want it to do. I like Video Leap, and I think my secondary, when I say Video Leap, I'm saying for my mobile productions. I have mobile
Mhm.
productions and I have real productions on the desktop. Mobile productions when I put on social media on Facebook, and I use Video Leap and CapCut, and I'm about to start adding on Luma Fusion. When I'm on desktop and I'm doing client work, it's pure Premiere Pro because that's what is going to actually put out the product that's going to make it look what it needs to look like. Um, just like I mean, Anima said it too, right? That's what you're using too. You're using Premiere Pro, After Effects, all the Adobe products. If you're using an Adobe product, you'd have nothing to worry about. It's these other products that we just don't know where they're going. Like CapCut, we don't know if they're going to be here or not. Like they just, for a lot of people, that was their primary source, and they just disappeared for a couple of days. Which is like, okay, what are you going to do? What you always need two. You need two on both ends. You need two mobile versions and you need two desktop versions. And from my personal perspective, my two mobile versions is Video Leap and CapCut. and LumaFusion is probably to move into that now. I can't totally.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I've been messing around. I've been messing around with LumaFusion. And you're completely correct about the um, Adobe part. I just think that Adobe, one of Adobe's greatest gifts is their plugin. Like you can plug them in with so many different things, and it refines it. I mean, of course, you can also use it for by itself. I mean, but then because a lot of us are instant gratification people, like myself, I like to use it as a plug-in. So it's like my handyman. It just comes in and it puts everything together. And that's pretty much all I had to say about that because After Effects, Adobe in itself is just great. You just have to
it's a
have the
pro.
temperament. You just have to have the temperament for it. And I love it because it takes time. Like you have to take your time. So I'm literally in my pajamas, got all three monitors up. I'm going back and forth, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. And I walk away, come back, and I'm like, I'm just gonna put it in Sora. No, I'm just gonna put it. Oh, this a person. I'm just gonna put it in Clean. Nope. I'm gonna merge it with Luma. They're gonna merge into each other. You know, but
Right in
Oh,
Adobe, like you said, you have to be on a desktop. That's
yeah, you
not.
have to be. You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be. And that's when you really pull out the big dogs pull out the big guns, the big uns
see.
Because
for the custom
Premiere
for
Rush is solid too. Premiere Rush, that's their mobile app, and it's solid. You're not gonna get all the bells and whistles. It's not a lot of toys on it, but when you output it, it's going to be
it's,
quality.
yes, you don't have to go back in. Let's go ahead and use our little word and wash money with it.
Mhm.
You have to go back and wash money with it. I mean, because it's going to give you exactly what it wants. You know, I was talking to someone else in another group and they were saying like, I was like, oh, you need to get I said, you need to get the app. The after I see, of course, you already knows the name, but I'm like the Adobe app, but the little pocket one. Okay. And they were like, oh, I don't want to pay that money. But because Adobe has such a stigma attached to it, I'm like, right now it's $9.99 for the whole 30 days, not a week,
Well,
not
the
a
thing is, like, if you're not willing to pay money, you're not serious
right,
about it. There's
right.
no
You're not,
free
you're not.
quality apps. Like, why? If it's quality, why would they do it for free? Like, that's the thing.
Right.
Like, you're gonna make money from it, but you want it for free, and that's just not realistic.
But for Adobe to come out and say, you know what, guys, okay, we're gonna work with you. We're gonna work with you because we're tired of people out here showing out in the streets with these other apps. You know what I'm saying? So just pick it up and try it. And I'm gonna say this, and now that I hope I can say fan base. I just said it. I hope I can say fan base. I'm gonna say it. It makes me when I cashed out, I was able to pay for two apps. Do you see what I'm saying?
Boom.
So
That's exactly the game plan. Like,
so that's what I'm doing. So right
everything needs to
now,
pay.
I am pushing my fan. I know, and I hope I did not derail from what we were supposed to be. I hope I'm not derailing, but I'm trying to let our viewers know there's a way to get these things if you're worried about paying the money. I literally am now. I took what I took from Fanbase, and I was able to pay two apps. And today when I checked, I was like, ooh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm
Mhm.
able to pay for this one app right here. And by the time the month ends, because we got 31 days in the month, I should be able to pay two.
So,
You
okay,
know,
now you're getting into, if you think back to when I started Leadership Lounge Live, and I was saying to the community, hey, all the stars that you're sending me is buying equipment, it's buying a tripod, it's buying a mic, it's buying whatever the tool is that I need to be able to do this at a higher production quality level. And then at a certain point, I stopped asking. Well, it's because, hey, now I've shifted from buying the hardware and equipment to I got to pay the bills. Hey, I got to pay StreamYard every month. Hey, I need subscribers because I need monthly money. I don't want to chase the bonus anymore. I need something that's going to come in solid every month so I can keep doing this. It has to be reciprocated on both ends. So most people will look at price and they'll be like, "Hey, I don't want to pay $5 a month for whatever it is. You know, whether that's a subscription, if it's Chat GPT Pro or whatever the thing is." They'll just look at the price and say, "Hey, I don't want to pay for this." But they won't look at the value and say, "Yo, for $20 a month, of all the stuff that I do on ChatGPT, do I get $20 worth out of it?" Yeah, I think I do. I would say I do. I prompt engineer, I make images. Like after 30 days, I definitely have gotten $20 worth of value out of it. Would I pay it again? Yeah. Me personally, I have the $20 a month. I'm not on pro like Uriah, but I'm not quite at the point where I can use it in that way. Me personally, and I everybody uses different tools. I'm better in Kling than I am in Luma, Dream Machine, or Sora. It just responds to me differently.
Mm-hmm.
I've had enough time of just talking to it a certain way that, hey, I'm almost at full control. Like I can just do what I want with it, and I'm not even using their controls. I'm prompting it. I'm telling it
I
what to
told
do.
y'all he's the prompt engineer.
I literally just every piece of content this week that you saw with a pyramid in it, I did with the elements. The original picture was a guy standing facing away from the camera, looking at the pyramids. It started with that one image, and I did everything else with elements.
Yeah.
I added in a female. We had it in, holographic things moving around. I added a kid. We had a dude
You did
called the
all four
ring. Like I
shots.
went crazy. But that was all with me using elements, but just prompting it. Hey, make this element interact with this image in this way and fit it to the rest of the scene that I've been building. And so as I kept going, those videos got better and better and better to the point where I didn't have to do a whole lot in CapCut. I used the free app this week. I won't even front. I use the free app. I use Lightcut because I'm trying to not use CapCut right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to perfect every other portion of the process and duplicate it with every other app other than CapCut because I already know what I'm doing in CapCut and it might go away. So I need a plan B, and I need to try and find some free to inexpensive tools for my audience because I already know they don't even want to spend $20 on chat and they'll get $20 worth of value out of it. I've been talking about Lightcut since last year in January and telling you, hey, this is a free app. You can at least get the basics out of this and you don't have to spend anything. You won't get the bells and whistles, but at least it gets you going. Once you start getting some revenue for that, then you can pay for an actual editing software, but you're starting from scratch. So this year, hey, we're going to have a lot of new tools, lots, all day, every day. New tools, hey, new subscriptions, and they're all at the same fairly decent rate, somewhere between $39 a year to, I think I pay $89 a year for CapCut. Hey, I'm not going to renew either. I guess I can say it now officially. Uriah already said he's not. I won't be either, regardless of what happens on April 5th. I've found some other options that do the same thing for less per month.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. You know what, Lewis? I have a question though.
What's up?
My question is this, and you guys can feel free to interject. With what we put out on Facebook and even TikTok, and I excluded fan base from it for a reason because I
Mhm.
can see an investment on my return. You know, I
Mhm.
see the ROI in it. So I think the thing that my question is when we're pumping all this stuff out on Facebook, even though it's free, okay,
Uh-huh.
does it not, or maybe I'm registering it wrong, but feel free to correct me, y'all. But you're spending all this time to put this out there, where why not take it and take some of what you have and invest it in towards these apps? Do you see what I'm saying? Or towards places that are going to help put you on a different platform. Like get out the regular of just being so used to it being free,
Uh-huh.
and step out and try to invest in something else. Like, it still blows my mind that some people are not even paying for chat. When if you pay for chat, it will take it to another level. Some people still
Mhm.
not even paying for Mid Journey. They don't even want to do Mid Journey because they have to pay. But I'm like, it would take you and put you on a whole nother level. You could go from Mid Journey, you go to fan base, make you some money, and then go towards your subscription. Am I making sense, y'all?
It makes total sense.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I've been saying this for
That's
Like,
the
why
thing.
not
Gotta
invest in
invest.
yourself?
You
Because
gotta
you,
invest.
you got to invest. Like, if you go to fan base right now, and I'm not trying to, this is not what it's about. I'm just trying to say, when it comes to, like, I hear you're saying that you're going to, well, I know when you say we are going to, because I know we're going to get in the bandwagon. I am. But we're going to try to find these apps and stuff for people to do it for free. But if you want to invest in yourself and invest in your talent and what you're doing, I know that it's free in your mindset. It's free for it to be on Facebook, but really it's not, because they're using your stuff for other things, and people are coming up there and they're robbing you of what you got. So why not just take it, invest in Midjourney, invest in chat, and then go over to Fanbase. And just because you don't see anything in the first 2 weeks, just don't stop. Just keep going,
Mhm.
and it will pay for something. I mean, do you see what I'm saying, Lou? So I'm
I
asking, like,
do. I'm trying to,
why are you were the main one who said this is no longer preschool or
yeah,
elementary school.
yeah.
No, that's not private school.
No, this is not. No, he said something was
It's
so.
no longer public school.
But this is no longer public school. We in private school. Like,
Yeah.
I can see in the beginning, we all been doing this since 2000, what, 22 now? 22?
Um,
A little longer.
yes, we have. I'm
So
gonna close
I'm
this because I'm
saying,
not taking no notes. I'm gonna get into it.
so
So, okay.
I'm sorry if I pissed anybody off.
No,
If I pissed any of the,
because it's
if I
important.
pissed any of our people off. I do appreciate you taking that time to want to go look for these free ass people. With the same token, I'm like, that energy that you're going to be taking to look for those free ass people is energy that you could be taking to creating and doing a lot more. And the people who are already following and doing the things they need to do will also progress even further. Does that?
It does. So let's take me for example, and I don't want to make this specifically about me, but use me as a creator and that journey and timeline, and you can apply it how you will. So I began my actual like real creator journey 3 years ago. I had not ever recorded a video. I did not know anything about editing. I was trying to fake it until I make it and learn it in real time. So it meant that instead of me going into spaces and being the loudest one in the room, hey, look at me, I chose the route of, hey, I'm just going to sit in the background and be quiet. And when I do speak, I'm asking a question that helps me get to the next level. So I'll use an example about the lighting that you see here. When on episode 1, you didn't see lighting because I didn't know. I had no idea. I had to go ask someone, shout out to the editing room. I had to go ask them, hey, why does this look like this? Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what the setup looks like. Here, look. Hey, look at all this stuff. Hey, light it this way and it'll look good. It's like, oh, okay. All right. So Fast forward from, hey, newbie creator to, hey, now I'm actually creating and I'm trying a new format of live streaming. It took me looking at the trash footage. And I know that, hey, this is going to hurt some feelings and I apologize. It's not personal. I want to be clear. But you're going to have to look at your own stuff and put it side by side with somebody who's actually a professional. And what are they doing that I'm not? Hey, they got captions. Hey, they got music. Hey, they're moving. The camera's not just still. They have B-roll. And they got more than one person in here. How did they get me to watch this? Oh, they got a thumbnail. Why did I keep watching it all the way through? Well, because it was engaging. Why was it engaging? Well, because it started with a hook. They asked a question. They didn't say, hi, this is Louis, I'm back, blah, blah, blah. There's a format, but you have to learn that and you have to suck at it. Like you have to not be good and be okay with that. So I went through that and just, I'll be honest, I will not say this person's name. I had an experience where, hey, this person told me, yo, your videos just suck. I do not want to work with you anymore. It hurt my feelings, but it drove me to just get better. Hey, in real time, ASAP. Hey, stop doing what I think is good and go do the homework. Hey, you do the homework. Oh, hey, you're going to have to spend some money to like mimic what the other creators do. They got teams of people doing their production. They got somebody holding the lights, somebody moving the camera around. Like there's teams. And yes, there are creators, and Nikki Saunders is a creator that she does it all on her own, but I would bet she even got a team behind the scenes that's helping her do certain things to make it present in a certain way. So it's
the only way.
That's the only way. So I'll talk about the show, our show, this show. At a certain point, you saw me come in from the shop, live streaming in the shop where it's dark and it's gloom and doom. And I had to come in here. And then you saw me like kind of reconfiguring things and, hey, we're going to move some stuff around. I can't sit in between the racks anymore. It needs to be presentable. People will watch it if it's presentable, but if it's just, hey, look what I can do kind of content, and I talked about that last year too, hey, you're never going to get views. You'll just be chasing the likes. And when they let you get reach, then you'll celebrate that versus, hey, I need to just go out and get my own reach. I need to like promote what I'm doing in a certain way to get interest. Hey, every week we didn't have 4 people watching this show. Some weeks we only had 1. Shout out to Miss Shirley. Thank you.
Shirley,
Some weeks
one.
that's what it was. And hey, we were not making no money. Let's be clear. If we're going to be transparent, and I try to keep it real with the people on this show. Hey, the show was not making any money. So I had to fund it. I had to pay for StreamYard and CapCut and Opus Clips and Midjourney and. So the show still wasn't making money, but it had to get better if we're going to try and make money. So I left that, hey, I'm just a content creator, just trying to, go viral or earn a bonus, to, okay, this now has a purpose and it has become like a product of our business. Okay, I got to look at this a little differently. So we're developing this show just like I developed these as a product. Oh, that takes time. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, let me start watching other examples of independent media that had to pay for it and not make a dime. for however many years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever that looked like for them. But you leave behind this thought of, hey, I'm doing this for a bonus, to, hey, how do I make this a successful, sustainable business? If the model of streaming is rigged towards the platform, how do I navigate that? So me as a creator, I've found that I can't just be on one platform. I can't just be on Facebook. And 1 month the bonus is $50. And the next month, I think I'm currently at 56 cents. So I might make $2 this month. I can't depend on that as a creator to fund the bills so that I can keep live streaming. So when I say, hey, I need for people to subscribe, hey, any way that you can support, it allows me to continue to do this. At a certain point, if it's not sustainable as a business, we got to cut that product out. So, hey, I can't just rely on the income from the bonus here on this platform in Facebook. Hey, I got to be on YouTube also. Well, I also got to be on Threads and IG. So that means that I have to be omnipresent. I got to be everywhere all the time. They're not all going to get the same content. So that's where the development comes in. Hey, my Facebook audience, shout out to my Unleashed fam, is not the same as my Instagram audience who knows me from my 9 to 5 job and being physically here in Hawaii. Those are two totally different audiences. So I can't post the same content. It won't be received well. I won't get the views or the likes. But if it's not really about, hey, I only want views, I only want likes, I only want virality, but it's not for a purpose, hey, that's a, you have to have that conversation with you. You gotta look in the mirror and decide, hey, why am I posting this content? Why am I creating these images? Why am I making this video? What am I trying to say in this video? That's a you conversation that you have to have. I can't sugarcoat that. Autumn can't do it for you. Uriah can't do it for you. Jen can't do it for you. That's a creator internal conversation that has to get had at some level. Whether
I
you're just
will hold on. I can. That is a service I offer.
hey,
We
all right,
can make
come on.
that vision possible. That's the service I offer. That's in my business coaching classes, where if you're not sure what you want to do, I bring that vision to life. So that's the sweet spot where you might not know how to do it. You know how to do your creative product, but you don't know how to business it. Like, that's not the right word, but how to make that into a business. Like, a lot of people don't know how to make that into a business because most people didn't. I mean, you don't go to business school. Like, you didn't do the. It's not something that you just wake up and be like, oh, I'm a businessman. Like, that's not something that happens. And if you want to do that, that's the service I offer. Where it's like, you want to monetize your craft, and I can help you monetize it. Where I take your craft and we develop a plan on how to make that into a business. And that's the business coaching services I offer. And it's also just in general, like, when I first started doing entrepreneurship, I went to school for accounting. I got my master's in accounting. I started working at big businesses, right? The biggest businesses in the country that offer advisory service to other big businesses, right? So when I first started trying to branch out as an entrepreneur, I got these big ideas, and I'm trying to do all of these big big services that the small entrepreneurs, like, I don't want to do all of that. I just want to do this. So then that's why I'm like, okay, I had to bring it down into something more manageable, where it's like, oh, you don't want all of this, you just want this piece. Oh, you don't, let's say I want to offer you like payroll services. However, your business isn't even developed enough to even put your employees on a payroll. Oh, let's start from there. Okay. Oh, you don't even have an LLC. Oh, you don't even have a bank account. You're using Cash App. Let's start from there. So that's when I started getting to the point where it's like I meet the client where they are versus me throwing ideas at them. Okay, where are you? And I meet you where you're at, and then we go to the next level because it's not always everybody's always at a different level, and I don't want people to think that they can't come to me and think that they have to be at a certain spot. You could be at the very beginning, and I just get you to the next level. You could be very mature, and I get you to the next level, and it's all about that. So if you don't know, you can have a set up a time with me, and we could get that vision out there. Let's make your vision come to life.
I love that. I love that. See, that's where the sound effects, bro. That's the sound
he
effects.
ain't been giving the sound effects all night. He ain't been giving it all night.
I can't giving the sound effects to myself just sounds
Oh, okay.
just crazy.
Okay, let me give it. Oh, wait a minute. Let me give it. Let me give it. Let me give it, Lewis. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, let me do it. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka.
That part.
That's Ashley
Okay,
Booyaka. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka.
So, Autumn, you offer, well, will be, I'm sure, offering one-on-ones. Can
Yes.
you talk to somebody out there who has watched us kind of walk through this prompting and animating and talking about how we might do this as a process? Can
I'm
you
ready to
tell
go.
people what you might be able to like help them out with?
I'm ready to go. Okay, so thank you for me being the last one. So what we had said earlier with Lewis, the prompting engineer, masterful. Uriah with the business part, awesome. This is why I think the reason why I'm so adamant about the apps is because when you're trying to brand yourself, it isn't just a business, it's art. Like there's an art to it and it brings life. And I say that I'm a creative coach in that part, meaning that in order to have the things that you need to do, you need to invest in yourself and invest in some of these apps so that way you can attain what you need. And it baffles me when people are DMing me and asking me questions like, how did you do that? How did you do this? And how did you do that? I knew what I felt that creative part in me and I knew what I needed to get done to do it. So I really specialize in animation as well. So with the animation part of it, once you get the prompting and then you come over to your business side and you come over to the animation side, you cannot do the animation without apping. I mean, you have to invest in something. You have to invest in something. And I feel bad a lot when people ask me, well, how are you doing this? Because I really want to take their prompt and then I want to move it. I want to move it, but I can't move it if you don't have the tools to do so. Am I making sense? I mean, I think I'm looking at myself, but I mean, it's true. It's true. Like, in order don't just look at, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Doing this and doing that means investing in yourself and then creating the art part of it. I bring out that creative energy part for you. And with that, we can bring it to life. This is why I love animation because it's like bringing your creativity to life. And so I kind of streamline that in for you. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
To enhance your idea, basically. I enhanced your idea. I'm like, whoo, I see myself as a power player. I'm just going to make it.
Well, I mean, I will say, I think we all have very, very unique talents, like each of us, everybody on the team. So the one who's not got a microphone that's moving the screens and adding the links and has been producing, shout out to Jen. So I won't do it this week and turn the camera around at you. I won't do that quite yet. I'll just shout you out. She's shaking her head at me, ladies and gentlemen. But she didn't start out doing production. This is something that we've kind of learned on the fly because it was something that we needed to figure out. I couldn't just live stream straight to the platform. So I need help with StreamYard. That's something that I had to invest in StreamYard so the stream wouldn't keep cutting out in week, I don't know, 2 through 8, 10. Those episodes I can't go back and watch. We've had to re-record them because I hadn't invested in the tools to be successful.
But what you just say? Ooh, ba 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 ba, booyaka booyaka booyaka.
See, so I want to shout out my wife Jen. Thank you for everything that you have done on the back end to learn production since we have started the show, and it's having an effect. I see we've got Miss Andrea in the house. We got Pete Hall who just popped in. So most of our Unleashed family is here with us on the live stream. We've been at this for a little over a year. My role has basically been to try and teach how I do what I do with prompt engineering, while most of the time it is in regards to engineering. It's extended beyond that. So now I teach how I do what I do across all of it. So my name is Louis Marco. I am also known as Marshall Artistry across all the platforms. You can find me Facebook, Instagram, Vids, YouTube, Fanbase. You can find us also through our link tree that's right here. We are here on Sundays every week. Now it's gonna be 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, yeah, 4 West. Right here every Sunday to have these kind of conversations about prompt engineering, talk about how we do what we do, and to help the community grow as a whole. One of the other things that you know for the past several weeks, we're bringing experts, their field is onto the show to share with you guys how AI uses with whatever their industry they are in. So next week, we're special guest. Stay tuned. Set your alarm. If you haven't already, share it with a friend. Hit that like button. It really is going to help in the next couple of weeks. We want to grow this show. And it depends on you, but actually hitting that every week. I sign off with hey, Sundays are meant for creativity. So we always come here on Leadership every Sunday. My co-host, appreciate you guys being fully transparent, answering the questions to people that I know may be a little difficult for people to hear sometimes. But I definitely appreciate that you guys are fully transparent. Y'all let them have it. You got anything for me?
Yeah, I mean, like Lewis said, the likes, the stars, the subscriptions, they all help because, like I said, if you want more from me, I'm gonna need more from you guys to do like the subscriptions. Otherwise, everything that's paying me is the boring stuff, right? If you guys don't want to hear about accounting, then I'm gonna need more love, more subscriptions. You want to hear about data science? I'm gonna need more love, more subscriptions because that's what's actually funding my end of it. Like this whole studio is pretty much funded from the business side, the boring side, the stuff that nobody wants to hear about, right? Nobody wants to hear about spreadsheets. Nobody wants to hear about um, the formulas of Power BI or what's your tax bracket and what's your rate. But that's actually what's funding my production to even be here for you right now. So if you want this to get better, I'm gonna need more subscriptions. I'm gonna need more stars to help get this to the next level. Otherwise, I got to put more of my energy into that end because that's the end that's actually paying the money. So I know Jen put the my link up there. I told you what I can provide. Like if you have a business idea or if you have a business and you're trying to get to the next level, I can offer my service to that to help you get to the next level.
Love it. I see Pete in the chat. I see Pete in the chat.
Pete Hall.
That's my dog. Pete. Pete.
Wait, hold on. I did want to give a shout out to my boy Rob is on.
What's
Rob is
up,
one of
Rob?
my first supporters. He's one of my first investors. He's one of the first people that told me, like, bro, you're doing something good. You need to actually monetize on it. We talk about monetizing now, but Rob is somebody that's been telling me to do it from the beginning. And even when I started doing it and I started doing photography, I was like, I was doing $50 hollers. He was like, dude, that's not enough. So he's the one that's always been pushing me to go further and further. I want to give a shout out to Rob, who's online right now.
Hey, shout out to Rob.
I, I,
Big,
I want to say this. Ever since investing into Linktree, go ahead. I need a sound effect. Go ahead for Lewis. Lewis was on me with that Linktree. He was on me with that Linktree. I have literally, yes. And then I want to give a big shout out to Deb because she's one of the reasons that pushed me to now take Leon to another level. And the women that have been in my DMs, they have been pushing me, and now I'm ready to come forward. Um, as you can tell, like the gentleman said, like they said above, you guys, I'm being real professional. I said the gentleman. As the gentleman said above. And or I have now started investing in myself with a backdrop. I'm trying to do things now that that will also secure that will secure you all to let you all know that I took this serious as well. And subscriptions, the stars, going to fan base and liking and loving our stuff, it helps us. And what I offer you, literally, I help take what these two do, I bring it together and execute it. So your creative energy can become the vision. Literally, this is what I do. Like, I'm the person when someone said to me, "Oh, Adam, you're doing too much." I'm like, I'm not doing enough. So I'm literally, so what these two offer, you got the prompting, you got the business direction, and on top of that, it's very creative. And then on top of that, we're all creative. And then you bring it here. I'm literally taking your art, amplifying it, and bring your vision to life. So now you can find me on all streaming levels. I just opened up my YouTube. I got a couple of followers already. I'm getting ready to, this is Women's Month. I'm going to be on AI. I'm going to be in our camp on fan base. And probably once a week, I'll open up so we can do some affirmations. We can talk just a little bit. Come into AI Anonymous Camp on fan base. And I have been working with other groups that love seeing our stuff and they want to participate. So we're all trying to get things together. Like I said, these two here, and then I bring it together so we can just right there. So I really appreciate you all to just subscribe, put the stars, and the fan base, with the love. Let's create. So I want to say shout out to everybody. I really appreciate the people who support us.
Yeah, we just hit 50 subscribers on Leadership Lounge official last night. We got our first 50 out on YouTube. Shout out to you all. We appreciate you guys.
What? Let's go ahead. You doing what? You cooking?
Cooking.
So I don't know if this is legit to say, but I think we're going to be pushing most of our viewers to YouTube. Leadership Lounge live on YouTube. I know a lot of we met a lot of you all on Facebook, and most of us probably in the Unleashed crew. However, we got to go where it makes most sense for the actual viewership for this platform. Because Facebook Live probably not the best platform for this, although it did get us started. I think we're going to be shifting things to YouTube for YouTube and our other, you know, you might not want to say it, but fan base.
I've been
YouTube and
saying
fan
all
base
night.
because that's where YouTube is where we're going to get the most traction and the most revenue for what we're doing, and fan base as well. Fan base is still newer, so it's still cooking, but YouTube is a platform, and I mean, think about it. Everybody who listens to a podcast at this point, they have a platform on YouTube, and YouTube is where you could actually actually cook and actually get representation for the work that you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, definitely. I'm so glad I opened up my YouTube. Dang gummit. I'm glad.
Um,
That
I
link
do
tree
want
is
to
the edge.
say, I do want to say, I know that we're trying to stay ahead of the deadline. At some point in June, we're going to end up where the live stream won't be able to stay longer than 30 days. So even if I pin them in the guide section, they're going to get taken down. So we want to be proactive in our approach to making sure that we still offer you the same level of quality and service every Sunday. So I've already kind of started doing some prep work. I know that Brian did. We got a plan. We got a plan. And we're basically dropping everything on every platform. Like we talked about today. We got to become the president. But we've also got to make sure that the content stays housed in the format as well. So not too many big changes. It just might look a little different. Change
A
is
little
good.
different and a little better. It's only gonna get better. So we're never gonna
Yeah,
string along to get less. You're still gonna get the same quality, just maybe on a different platform and higher quality.
it's that part. All right, cue it up, Uriah. We hit 2 hours on the front. Shout out to all you guys who stayed this weekend. We appreciate you all. Definitely, if you're in the subscriber hub, I've got something special planned out for you this week. If you're in Unleashed AI, I've got some flash challenges. Please check it out. You can find us on all platforms, and as with every Sunday, all peace out, y'all.